Hello loves, this is my look this week and this is how it started. So after rinsing the clay mask, I use olive oil, tea tree oil and my clarifying leave-in conditioner from Sheer Moisture. It's made of bamboo, black charcoal, and for extra clarifying, I just like to do that to treat my hair better. Look at the curls and the way they are defined. They really look nice. If it was summer, I think I could have left them on curls, but since this is winter, I prefer to keep my hair as protected as possible. So I just massage it through the strands and make sure that there is enough of it. Honestly, it felt so smooth and my hair feels so light, because of the buildup that has been taken away. So I just brush through with a detangling brush as well, not because it's tangled up, but just to make sure that my hair is just on its smoothest smoothest style as possible. So I use a sharp toothed comb to define the lines and make sure that they are clear or rather visible, because I want to do lines. And then from this point I just hold it to make sure that I can make a line on the lower side. Voila, there we are. And then I hold it just to make sure I pass it through again and get off the extra ones and just make sure that everything is in line. And then from that point I try to kind of wind the rest and then hold them together using a band to try and make sure that they don't come off, but oops, it's coming off again. Yeah, so it's gonna be a little trouble. Yeah, but I guess I held it finally. Then I just hold the hair and I start to sort of twist it, but at the point of contact with my skin. And then I just put one layer after another in form of braids. And yeah, it works. So the trick with the lines is that you just make sure that you don't get off the skin that is at the scalp, and that is the point where the hair, let's say, begins to grow at the scalp. You make sure that you can hold that together and then just take it through. So yeah, I learned how to make these lines while I was still a child in my middle school. Is it how you call it? I think so. Primary school, for those who are aware of the British system. And so here during our physical education classes, we would go outside and be playing on the grass. And so I had totally different interests from what the other girls were doing. So I would just get to where the grass was long and I would sit and then I would just try to make these braids as I would see them doing in the salons, because it's a very common thing. And also, yeah, before that, I think I was also being taken to the salon by my mom most of the time, and yeah, I would just see how they do it on the mirror, and then that is what I would try to do it. So nobody basically taught me that this is how you're supposed to do it, but some things, you just get to learn on your own through observation. And yeah, I encourage you to be observative, try to look at things around and learn that which you can learn. It's nice art anyways. So yeah, that's how I learned to do this. And then sometimes people would suggest that we try and do them on the dolls. So because I had lots of dolls as a young girl playing, I would try to make the lines, and yeah, it really worked on the dolls as well. So during COVID is when I started making my hair, and I decided why not try it out? And so yeah, it worked out. So making the lines, I actually use my gut instincts, not really that, again, I was taught by anyone that this is how you should do it, but it's just a feeling that, yeah, this is going to be equal to the line that I made the other time. And that's how I basically work. So yeah, I'm grateful for my hair and this far. Right now it's about since 2018 is the last time I really did a big chop that was kind of forced, not that I intended to do it, but I went to a salon and I wanted to get some of my edges trimmed, but yeah, it did not go pretty nicely. I think I said this story in my video, the clay detox video, so if you want to hear more about it, you can just click on that link, just look for Kagolski clay detox mask, and you can hear the story about how I had to chop my hair. So yeah, lately I'm just grateful to God, everything is a gift from God. Looking at my skin, and it's just so bright from also just nice taking care of it through ways that I sit down and think, and it really works out nicely. So yeah, I just go on and on doing the same thing, and finally the last line, and then I take some oil using my fingertips and I apply it at the edges again, and then just hold it at the bottom and then twist the hair from bottom, I should call it bottom up approach, as it is in my science class. So this really feels nice to be able to just do this on my own. It takes a lot of time, yes, and dedication, but I think it's worth it in the end.
Is found beyond the limits you set for yourself. Boundaries are nothing. When you unleash on the world what you see in your...
Oops, so I'd not really intended for that advert, but yeah, I mean, you unleash what you see. So our eyes are really a powerful tool, and whatever we observe, whatever we see, we are able to, translate it into very diverse ways. So it's important to be careful with what you feed your eyes with. So our eyes are sort of our teachers. Sometimes you get to just see things in the environment around you and they sink. So yeah, I'm done with this left part. As you can see, I think it's perfect. What do you think? So I will try on the other side, and I'm going to do the same thing again, just making sure that the line is clear enough. And again, it's using just my gut because I'm not sure that the middle part is very equal. I just take the leave-in conditioner and the oil, and I just apply it through the strands. This really feels great. It feels sweet. It feels fine. My head loves it. It appreciates it. So I comb it through with my detangling brush, which I find better to use than the comb in other cases. And yeah, then I'm just going to make that line through. Voila. I think it's perfect, but let's try to make it more clear. Let's define the lines, just twice. And yeah, I hold it with the rest. And yeah, start again here. Start with very small piece, that's how I can call it, and I just hold it close to the scalp, see, and then from that point you don't leave the first part, so you put the first part, you take it round in front of the second and the third, and then just continuously do that. That is the best way I think I can describe how to do this. So, oops, this happens, that sometimes I try to make it and it doesn't look as beautiful as I would want it to look, or rather defined as I would want it to look. So yeah, I have to try again, and hopefully this time around it's out and it looks as perfect in my eyes. It might not be as perfect in someone who's like a professional hair maker, but I'm professional on my own hair, so I think I appreciate the much that I can do, and that's the way to go about it. I learned this time, I'm better next time, and better and better and better. So that's the one thing I always tell myself, that sometimes it's not going to be as perfect as I would want it to be, but as long as it's perfect enough for me, that works for me. So I make the second line, and then I just look at the mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of all the lines, and it tells me, oh Snow White, you're the most beautiful of us all. And I'm like, yeah, you got it, mirror. Yeah. Yeah, so again, I just make a line from this and just make sure that I hold it at the scalp together, and I just turn one on top of the other and make sure that they are in 3 pieces, so that it's sort of a braid out but in a line, and that's how I do it. So yeah, I was on the eyes. Be careful, make sure that your eyes are always observant, because there is always something new to learn in any environment that you go to, in an environment that you are exposed to. And you'll find that if you are an observer, you get to learn a lot. So at this point, I'm just going to do it again really fast, so that we can finally get to the last point of how I'm doing it. And I really hope that you can enjoy. It's some work. You have to put work in it and effort in it, but in the end, it's always worth it. I think, as I always want to say, the grace of God is sufficient enough for everything. So I'm thankful to God that that He's given me this ability to learn and to just do things. Sometimes I get to do this, like it's really simple, but it really looks unique, and so that's the thing. There's nothing new under the sun, as they say. You can, of course, make new, like modifications and just make it look better and better. Yeah, so whatever you value, whatever you appreciate, you find yourself having value for it. And once you know its value, once you know its worth, it's something that you never take for granted. As I always say, we have diverse gifts. Our hair, our skin, our souls, our spirits, they always need nourishment, and you can only show appreciation to this with the way you nourish them. So for me, the way I take care of my hair is the same effort I give to my skin, is the same effort that I give to whatever I eat. It's the same effort that I give to also my spirit and my body, taking out the negatives and feeding it with the right components, right? I cannot so for me, I've always been natural, so I use a lot of natural stuff for my hair. But it is because these things are, like universal. I can eat them, I can apply them on my skin, I can apply on my hair. Yeah, so sectioning my hair is also very important in this scenario because it's a whole bulk, and if I leave it unsectioned, it's kind of not very well manageable. So the same applies to like time also, the way you just use it at home. You can divide your time. This is time for this is time for that, because I think it's really nice to be disciplined and just have courtesy in how you're doing your own things. And yeah, it makes things a bit manageable, and of course not every time, but at least you can be able to solve those little things. So I'm very grateful for this, and just how I can be able to translate all these things into various sections of my life. So yeah, I take those bands and then I just hold the front part of my hair with the bands. So I just take them around and about. So yeah, time management, life management, everything needs management. And we are all tasked with this because God finds it worth it, that we are trustworthy enough and that we can be able to handle all these gifts. Sometimes sometimes they come, as a challenge, a blessing in disguise. And sometimes when you're not so careful about counting your blessings in everything and being positive, we miss lots of blessings, we miss lots of opportunities. So it's better to always be on the positive side of life, on the God side of life, on the good side of life. So sometimes I really get annoyed and I'm like, yeah, I know the plans that I have for you, plans to give you hope in the future, not to harm you. So yeah, my hair, as much as you're much, God has good plans for you, plans to give you a future and a hope. And what is that future? My hair having a tailbone hair. Well, yeah. So yeah, just make sections, and then for manageability, yeah, and just to make sure that I avoid tangles. I'm not tangled up with the issues of this life and forget that I am loved, that I am valued, that I'm cared for. Just hold it and take it one step at a time and just appreciate, every strand. That's how I find my life to be. So yeah, keep sectioning, keep learning, keep dividing. Not divide and rule, but this is to divide and unite, in a good way, so that my hair is nicely divided so that each strand gets its portion, and then I can be able to comb it together with the rest. So here just got to take it a little bit more faster because it's again the same thing. Combing through, massaging it through, and then holding it tightly with the band, not very tight but slightly tight. And then I come now to the fore part, which I subsection it again into 3 parts. So this side on the right and this side on the left, and I have now a middle section. And now guess what I'm gonna do? I'm just going to hold the left and the right hand sides together and hold them at the middle. Again, hair management. I think I should do a class of hair management, right? And then so here I subsection it again into 3 parts. This is why I want to do a braid out. And the reason why I do braid out here is not the whole thing is braid out, but just the bottom bit of it is going to be a braid out. That is to firmly hold the hair. My hair has a tendency of growing very fast, and so more often than not I have growths, and so it's not really held if I don't hold it, or that's sort of my glue there. And then what I'm just going to do after holding it like that, I'm going to split that into 2 like that, and then now twist out so that I have 2 twisted out. One twisted out section. Yeah, probably next time I'll do a 2 twisted out section and then have them both hang around and see how that looks like. Yeah, I think that could be a great idea. So yeah, I just twist it onto the ends. I just love sitting down and thinking of ways of modifying, simple ideas and just making the best out of it. So for instance, I know you're going to see that this style because it's mostly the sort of the traditional mohawk, but then I just modify it a little bit just for my own, I customize it in my own style and just making it, look simple but elegant and really, beautiful as I find it. So I hold the 2 pieces, and then the one at the middle section is going to be the 3rd piece, and then I'm just going to do a braid out. And remember, this braid out does not come to the top of my head, but I hold it very firmly close to my scalp and where my hair grows from, the skin, and just make sure that this is where I do the braid out. So I have the 2 thin pieces from side to side, and those ones I add to them the hair from the lines, from the left and from the side. So I make sure that because the middle section was very thick, I add the thin ones to the thinner section so that they can become thick, and then they even out as I continuously do that towards the bottom. So it's not as difficult as it looks like, but again, it requires effort and it requires dedication, which is one of the things that I've just decided that I'm going to have on my hair, as long as I'm going to have it. Before, sometimes I sit down and think, should I do sister locks or should I do dreadlocks? But I haven't made my mind on that one. At the moment, I'm still chilling with the hair as it is naturally. And yeah, I hope you find inspiration too in growing your hair from my stories and my hair, that it inspires you to better take care of your hair, appreciate your hair the more. Even if it is difficult sometimes to manage it, don't say bad things to yourself. Say to it positive things like, I'm glad that you are, you're bulky. There are people who wish to have bulky hair. There are people who wish to have the volume, and you're trying all these things. So if you have it, take care of it tenderly and just say sweet words. So you can see, like, for instance, there it's just a lot, and it's difficult, like, to hold all of them together. So I have to add and also tighten the grip a little bit, but as I am tightening, I make sure that I don't overdo it so that my skin does not form sores and my hair is in a comfortable state as much as possible. So once again, I'm really grateful, to God that I have such an amazing hair, that it's black, it's beautiful, it's voluminous, it's got the length, it's got the width, it's got the height, so it's got the volume, thickness, and it feels great to have such a gift, So take care of your gift, take care of your hair, take care of your skin, take care of your spirit, take care of your body, take care of your soul. Make sure that they are nourished with the right things. So for me, I nourish it with the Word of God, the Bible. Like I literally read scriptures like, He knows every strand of my hair. And I find that it is beautiful, such an intimate relationship that I have with God, that He could know, every single strand of my hair. I can't even count, So He loves you that much, and He created you with it, and so live like your hair is not live because your hair is also alive, it's alive and it values being appreciated and being preyed upon and being the sacred words upon. So yeah, here I finish just doing that final braid out as I go to the bottom. And yeah, I think it looks nice. It looks great. Yeah, so I slowly finish it to the ends. And yeah, I'm thankful that this is done. It's taken quite some time, but yeah, I think it's beautiful. It's okay for me. So I just fold it and I put try it out. Yeah, that's how I want it to look like, first of all. So I think of ways of holding it. And yeah, here I get pins. And so I put the pins right at the root. Or is it at the tip? There. And so I look again for a second one. And then I put, I'm thinking of maybe 3 or 4 on this strand. Yeah, second one done. Yeah, maybe I should add a third one. So then I add a third one there. And I make sure that I squeeze the clip so that they can hold it on a grip. And there, look at it. I think it's pretty, yeah. So yeah, that's my modification of this style. I just put one twist out here, and then I add the clips, the glittering clips. I find that it gives more, of course not really natural shine, but more glitter. Makes it look a little bit fancy, for the week, and I feel more confident, prepared. And yeah, I mean, my hair is beautiful as it is, and it's just to just be ornamental, and a little bit creative about it, and just making sure that I think it looks pretty. So yeah, I try to make this part to really go inside in the middle of the bun, so that it's held and it doesn't come out during the week. And then also on those sides I just add some more of the glitter, but I don't think this will hold for a very long time, although I'm content with it the way it is. Yeah, I find it very beautiful, so I also put on the other side. Let me know what you think. So that's how it looks like. That is it. That is it, beauties. That is it, my ladies. Let me know what you think about it. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Key.